Hey everyone, I'm Daniel, one of the DevRel engineers at Walrus, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fully decentralize your websites by hosting them on Walrus. The first step is you need to have a website that you want to deploy. In this case, we are going to use one of the template suite apps that we have. So we go ahead and download this template. All right, we'll select the default one and we'll call our app test website. All right, then we'll navigate to the directory that we just created. All right, and then we can install the package. And then once the package is installed, I'll actually build a local instance just so you can see what the website will look like at the end. All right, so this is our website. We aren't going to actually use it until it's deployed on Walrus, but I wanted to show you what it looks like so you know what to expect. So now let's get rid of this instance that we have, and we will want to generate a static build of our website. So we can do this with pnpm build, and this will generate a static build which will contain like the HTML file, the CSS file, as well as like the JavaScript. So now we need to make sure that you have the site builder CLI installed. I already have it installed, so I'm going to show you how to update it, and it's the same process for either. So we can see I have this current version. I'm going to run this script that I'm showing above here. It's going to change a little bit based on the system of device you have, but it should be pretty much the same sort of flow. All right, and then once it's installed, we can check the version again and see that it indeed has changed. Yeah, and then once we have the site builder, we also need to download the latest config file, which has all of the addresses of the deployed Walrus packages on both SWE mainnet and testnet. So we just downloaded that, and I will show you what it would look like here. Now that we have the site builder installed, we can go ahead and see what commands we have available. And the command that we're going to use right now is publish, which allows us to publish a new site. And so let's look at the arguments that we can pass in. So at first we're going to need to pass in the config file that we downloaded. This is just to help the site builder know like which packages to use on SWE. And then we will use the publish command. And then we need to set the number of epochs. This is how long the site will be available on Walrus, and I'm just going to set it to 1 epoch, which is equivalent to 1 week. And then the last thing we need to set is the directory that contains the static build of the website. So we've already hit enter, and we can see the process for storing resources on Walrus has already started. This will just take a second to store the 3 files that we have in our build. Okay, so now it's gone through. And before we're able to view the site, we need to copy this new site object ID that was given to us and assign it to a SWENS name. We're going to be able to use SWENS to have a specific domain name for our new Walrus site. So I'm going to go ahead and go to the SWENS website, connect my wallet, and I'm going to buy a new SWENS name. And keep in mind that this is on mainnet. You can do it on testnet, but the current portals only support mainnet. So I'm going to go ahead and buy test website. So like I said, there are ways to deploy websites using Walrus testnet, but there are currently no portals that allow you to view these sites on browsers unless you host this yourself. I will be working on a resource that will show you how to host these sites on testnet so you can do more testing before you have to deploy your site to mainnet. Cool, so we'll go ahead and approve this transaction. All right, so now we have our new SWENS name, and you can see that there's an option to connect it to a Walrus site. So right now this is empty. We're going to go back, fetch the address that we had deployed, and then connect it. So I have the address copied, so I can go and link to Walrus site, paste in that address, and then hit apply. And this will require us to sign another transaction since this is an update on SWE. All right, great. So the Walrus site ID is set for this test website domain name. So we can actually go ahead and go to testwebsite.wall.app. .wall.app is the name of the portal that we're currently using to display this website. And you can go see, this is the same website I showed you earlier, except now it's live and deployed. So we can go ahead and connect our wallet just like you will on any other apps. And then you can see here, it's querying all of the objects owned by my connected wallet. Yeah, so just like that, we are able to deploy a brand new website onto Walrus in less than 5 minutes. And I hope you can see how easy it is. And this is even with the installation and purchasing the domain. But if you have this ahead of time, it's going to be super easy to deploy your sites onto Walrus. Thank you all so much for watching this. I will provide the resource that I created that will walk you through deploying your site from start to finish, so you all get to try it out on your own. And thanks again. See ya.